Hex, we have to go back.
What? Where?
Back to the pre-sequel. Borderlands, the pre-sequel, is exactly that, a prelude to 2012's Borderlands 2. When the game starts, it's revealed that the 4 heroes of the original Borderlands have captured handsome Jack's leftenants.
You've got some explaining to do, Tiger.
As enemy NPCs from previous games in the series, they're all familiar faces. There's Athena, the shield-toting gladiator, gruff merc Wilhelm, gun-slinging Sheriff Nisha, and the robot we love to hate, Claptrap. These are our new heroes on this adventure.
Yes, this time you're the bad guy. As Athena is held at gunpoint, she reminisces about Jack's fall into villainous madness.
That is a long story.
And it's these stories from the past that make up the bulk of the gameplay.
I know it's not a completely original story mechanic, but I really liked it in the pre-sequel. It was nice having characters from present time humorously chiming in.
You got to ride jump pads? I never got to ride a jump pad.
I also witnessed the deaths of many innocent people.
But jump pads, though.
And Jack is such a great villain in 2, but at the start of this game, he's just a cheeky, fun renegade.
Yeah, he's a bit of a Han Solo character.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. Heart's pounding. Never been shot at before. Kind of fun, actually.
And even though you're expecting it to happen, watching his descent is really upsetting.
Even though he is certainly maladjusted, he's not inherently evil, and that makes him a much more interesting character to play alongside.
The main threat of this game is General Zarpedon and her Lost Legion troops.
Hello, Jack.
Having hijacked Hyperion's Helios station, they set out to destroy Pandora's moon, Elpis, with the station's massive laser.
While they insist it's for the greater good, Jack and co are unconvinced.
There are innocent people on Elpis, you asshole!
Yes, there are.
Okay, this chick's a nutbag.
The intro cutscene I thought was a little underwhelming, Barjo. It just doesn't have that same pizzazz as its predecessors.
Yeah, it does set up the story well enough though, and I'd argue that the first hour of gameplay is better than the first hour of gameplay in the last 2 Borderlands games.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, it's straight into the action with what Borderlands does best. Shooties!
Shooties indeed, Hex. Borderlands is guns, and loot, and more guns, and crazy enemies,
I'm the one all the cool imaginary people want to hang out with.
and bigger guns, and bigger baddies. And did I mention the guns?
Yes, you did. Look, should we just get this out of the way with a gun montage?
Montage away.
Oh, hello, delightful gun. Roll the numbers. Pew pew, pew pew pew. Sap. Would you like some of this? Oh, yes.
All done?
Not quite, Hex, because allow me to present to you the greatest thing to happen in video games in 2014, and perhaps ever. Ladies and gentlemen, the talking Frosty Boganella.
Want some? Oh, yeah! Put another in me! Wear that on your head! Wear that on your head! Pop that, you dickhead! See you around, mate. That was f***ing fun!
This is an amazing piece of game design. I love it when someone else in your party has it and you forget, and then after a while you just hear it kind of reloading off to the side.
It's incessant, isn't it? But enough about guns.
Yes, thank you for indulging us. While there's plenty of familiar stuff, there's quite a few things that make the pre-sequel a unique Borderlands experience.
Warning, entering vacuum.
The biggest difference being the low-gravity environments.
Yes. The majority of the game takes place on Elpis and the partially constructed Helios space station, and that means there's plenty of floaty action.
Low gravity adds some good elements to the gameplay. For starters, you can jump a lot higher and further, doubly so with a little help from your oxygen tank jetpack.
Warning, oxygen level.
Oh dear, I'm not gonna make it.
Jetpacks, Hex, always fun.
They are just the best, and they're not just a fun way to move around either. It adds a lot more verticality to combat. There have been jetpack troops and flying enemies in Borderlands in the past.
Oh, growth.
Ew.
He's got bad friends.
But now you're constantly under threat from airborne foes. It's intense.
Yeah, they can really get on top of you. The game encourages you to do the same though. There's jump pads and air geysers around which give you a nice lofty entrance into combat.
But the coolest thing to come out of all of this is undoubtedly the ground slam attack. Once you're up in the air, you can hold crouch to come screaming back to the surface, causing damage based on your drop distance. Splat!
I got a mod that causes corrosive damage when you do a slam.
Oh yeah?
It makes a fart noise on impact. Hilarious, although it did ruin a few of the conversations because I couldn't hear the dialogue over the farts.
Oh, shame. It does raise a good point though. With so much wild stuff going on in combat, it can get a little scrappy at times. Between the endless supply of creative weapons and elemental effects, it's mayhem.
They've also introduced cryo damage. It works as you'd expect, freeze and smash, and the ice particle effect is beautiful. I was a bit disappointed that none of the cool fabric effects from Borderlands 2 were present.
Yeah, I didn't notice them either. The swishy liquid effects are still there, but not a piece of cloth inside Barjo. Upsetting.
Indeed. All of the familiar RPG elements are back, with each class having multiple skill trees, and class abilities are of course present. Wilhelm has drone twins.
Way they go!
One attacks enemies while the other one stays overhead and heals.
Yeah, pretty cool, but nowhere near as handy as the ladies of the court. Nisha's ability slows time, allowing you to dish out huge damage without missing a shot.
You poor bastard.
However, I spent most of my time playing as Athena. She has a shield that absorbs incoming damage, and then she hurls it back at baddies for massive damage. That's pretty badass.
All the characters are pretty great, but I just had to choose Claptrap.
Let's get this party started!
Give me an option to play as an annoying robot? Easy decision. And I love how when you're selecting him, it pops up multiple warnings saying, "Are you sure? This is a really annoying character to play." But that's why I like him.
Can I just say, yeehaw!
A part of me was worried that I would actually find him a bit too frustrating, but I haven't got sick of him yet.
Yeah, I got sick of him when both you and Goose were playing as Claptrap. That's too much Claptrap. Plus, his special ability is randomized and generally ends up poorly for your fellow combatants.
You guys like shooting a lot? Fun circuit.
So frustrating.
Not to mention the ruining of a certain someone's beautiful slow pans.
This game does the best sci-fi art sequences. Oh, it's beautiful.
Good.
What are you doing?
Just chilling out.
Well, that just looks weird.
We're robots.
Robo-bopping is definitely my new favourite thing, but we should talk about the world hex.
Oh, it's beautifully crafted, isn't it? In spite of there only being 2 main land masses, there's great diversity to the environments that you'll come across. From the hazardous volcanic lunar surface,
Crap!
to the science labs and biodomes of the Hyperion Station.
They squeezed a lot out of these 2 locations, and getting around the environments is fun. I do like the vehicle combat, but I still find them quite awkward to control.
Yeah, I think it's purposefully chaotic, and it suits the manic style of the rest of the game.
Yeah. I do like the new hoverbike thing though. It takes full advantage of the low gravity.
The main town this time around is Concordia. It's a bona fide settlement with heaps of NPCs just walking around and doing their thing.
I remember with the first Borderlands game wishing that it had a more believable sci-fi world wrapped around it, and it's good to see that they embraced that with 2, and then again here in the pre-sequel.
Yeah, I agree. There are heaps of familiar faces around and also some familiar helmets.
Go see if they'll help.
Let's go.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome.
Plus you get a fantastic view of Pandora and the Hyperion Station.
Concordia acts as a hub for a lot of the missions too. As is to be expected, there are plenty of zany and outright hilarious quests.
He died because he liked pizza. Makes you think, though. Or something. I don't know, I just felt like saying something.
However, the bulk of the work you'll be doing is the age-old button press-a-thon and collectorama.
There she blows!
But again, the presentation and delivery of these is often what saves them from feeling too strenuous.
To accompany these side quests is a massive story campaign with plenty of nods to fans of the series, which we won't spoil for you.
There's a vault.
The important thing is that there's a stack of content and none of it feels half-baked.
Hypothesis? This will be frickin' sick!
I mean, any concerns we had of this not being a fully fledged Borderlands experience were quickly dispelled, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Found 2 big chests. You enjoy that guy?
I do love the generous loot flow of this game, but it can be a pain having to manage your inventory every 15 minutes.
Oh no, my inventory's full.
It's particularly stressful in multiplayer as you fight over loot. Goose is such a loot thief hex.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm gonna win big.
Just take my money, Goose. Is there any loot? Not anymore. No, Goose, no. No. No, you don't. No. Alrighty, I'm down. Oh, no. Help.
Oh, there's loot. Right, get back here.
Ding, ding, ding.
Just head over there. There's a couple of chests for you. There's nothing there. Oh no, there's one over there. No! Oh, I'm not gonna make it! No! I got the I fell down.
Once again, the supporting characters add so much depth and humour to the world.
Everybody good? Nice to meet ya.
What did you think of all the Australian voices?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Me too.
Welcome to your death, landlubber.
I usually find it grating hearing 1 or 2 characters forcing a really ochre accent in a game, but the vast majority of characters in pre-sequel are voiced by Australians.
Oh, what a pleasant surprise.
Stay in the Crow's Hex is chock-a-block full of colloquialisms.
Fair dinkum. It's actually a really nice blend of caricature and more natural acting.
You'll have to input the correct sequence to shut off the flow.
At first, I did kind of feel like I was in an episode of Blinky Bill. Well, an adults-only version of it anyway.
Kill it, hack it to pieces, shred it with bullets, kill.
After a while, you don't even notice it, and it was actually really cool to have all those familiar cultural references too.
Well, I just ate, but let's boogie!
Whoa. Oh my God,
Kelly.
It is Ned Kelly.
Sorry, red belly.
Red belly.
Maybe it's red belly.
The pre-sequel is largely homegrown, with co-developer 2K Australia working on the game out of Canberra. We caught up with a couple of the devs who were in town recently, and they talked about how this Aussie-infused design came to be.
When we started, we weren't planning on bringing sort of an Australian flavour. But the story is that we did our first lot of scratch recordings. We want to record temporary VO so that we can start hearing the characters speak in the game before we've actually brought in the proper actors. And so we use people from around the office to do the scratch VO. And so we've suddenly got all these really bad Australian voice actors in the game.
Yeah. Your point?
Gearbox loved it so much that they, said, "Why aren't you just making these characters Australian?" And we thought, we're Australian, we're making part of this game. Maybe we should do that. And it just basically snowballed from there.
I love the fact, maybe more than anything else, that the moon is so Australia.
Can't remember her name now. Used to call her the Jolly Swagman.
We call the moon up over instead of down under. We call various locations around the world by kind of Australian sounding names like Backaburk and Burra. And there are characters and stories in the game, especially on the moon, that are sort of derived from Australian culture and Australian tales and legends that we have.
The best mate in all the world sent it to me. It's a tucker bag. Says there's a jumbuck inside.
It all feels kind of dangerous and fun and different. That really comes from the guys in 2K Australia. They really brought a lot of interesting, fun personality to the game while still maintaining the core of a Borderlands game.
As fun as it all is, it serves a purpose beyond just being relatable to Australians. It makes Elpis feel like a world all on its own, not just an extension of Pandora.
Thank you for visiting the offices of the Merif. We hope you enjoyed your bureaucratic interactions.
Now, I'll be interested to see how well this game is received overseas with such a strong Aussie flavour, particularly in the sense of humour.
Initiating countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2 1/4, and then 1 go. And they're off.
I love playing this on PC, but it's also a shame that it's not on current-gen consoles.
Yeah, and we haven't seen how it runs on the 360 or the PS3 either. For the most part, it runs silky smooth, but we did encounter some pretty serious frame rate drops in multiplayer.
They only lasted around 3 or 4 seconds each time, but it's enough to get annoying. We couldn't quite pinpoint what the issue was in the settings, but it seemed to be when there were heaps of particles on screen. Anyway, what are you going to give this, Barjo?
I just love the humor of this game so much, and it's just so frantic. Everything is just go, go, go. Even the menus are all snappy. Hand in a quest, next thing, pick up a gun, reload. I loved it, Hex. I'm giving it 9 out of 10.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, Borderlands strives to be fun, and the pre-sequel, above all else, is an absolute blast. So I'm going to give it 9 as well.
That's a grenade, run away!
I deserve that.